Good morning. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Larry. Time is short in retirement. We don't spend that much time in retirement. If you're at full retirement age, whatever that is now, uh, maybe another 10, maybe 15 years. For some, it's a lot shorter. I know that. It seems to go forever, but it's really not that long a period of time, not compared to the rest of our life. Now, a lot of people are continuing to work past their retirement age, either because they want to or because they have to. And I was planning on working till I couldn't work anymore physically. And I failed at a lot of things in my life, but I have succeeded in that. I planned on working. I enjoyed my work. I was a painting and drywall contractor. I loved making something ugly every day. I'd make it look pretty. And I really enjoyed that. So I planned on keep on working. Now I kind of phased into retirement because I was slowing down. But last April, I did my last job and I said, that's it. I can't do it anymore physically. So I did succeed in that. Now, my parents, on the other hand, my dad, he retired at 62. He wasn't in great health, to say the least. He had some bad habits, but he wasn't in great health. And he retired at 62. General Motors had a big pension, so they were fine financially. So he took it and ran with it, I guess. Now, my mother, on the other hand, she worked until full retirement age because she enjoyed her work. And in fact, she lived 22 or 23 years after my dad. She received that pension, a GM pension, the whole time. So she was okay financially, but it's different for everybody. I did an earlier video about how time changes a lot in retirement. You can check that out if you want to. I also made another video on how so many people seem to die shortly after retiring, shortly after, maybe a few years, maybe a handful of years, but there's a lot of reasons for that. But if you made it to full retirement age, you probably got about 10 to 15 more years. Now, retirement is rarely what we imagined it would be. I mean, how many of you all thought you'd be, if you're retired now, how many of you all thought you'd be in the exact position you are in now? I know I'm not. I had a good retirement plan, had it all worked out, had some rentals, they were almost paid for, uh, had a little bit of money in the bank. I had some investments, mutual funds, and I thought I was pretty well set. Well, I turned 60, my life changed forever. You can check that video out if you want to. Um, life happened. Life got in the way, and things happened, and I lost 3 years of my life and a lot of my retirement planning. But in retirement, time doesn't slow down. It goes on fast forward. It seems like it's on fast forward. Now each day itself might drag by, but it's on fast forward. Um, it happens different for everybody. I had a friend of mine. He's my age. I'm 72. He had reached full retirement age. He was getting ready to reach full retirement age. He worked for a very large company, which will go nameless. They laid him off about a year, maybe 2 years before he was eligible to retire, and really set him back. So for about a year, he basically did nothing. That was his choice. And then he ended up getting a job at a big box retailer. And he worked that until he was 70 because he wanted to draw the max on Social Security that he could. So he did. And shortly after he retired, he came down with cancer. Now it's in remission, but it changed his life. He changed his life. I have another friend who had an executive position in a very large local company, and I think it was executive. He made money, I know that, and very well off financially. He took an early retirement. Early retirement. He didn't need the Social Security, I guess. So, and they did a lot of traveling and so forth, but he ended up with some serious health problems. So the only thing that sets our clock as far as time in retirement is our health. Our health determines everything. You know, we can have a good quality of life or we can have a bad quality of life as we get older. I mean, let's face it, it ain't going to get better. Generally, it's not going to get better. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to start this channel. We rarely thrive in retirement, but we do survive it the best way we can. So what can we do? What can we do to slow that clock down a little bit? Slow that retirement down a little bit. I think one of the big things for me especially is mornings. Mornings are important. Mornings set the tone for the whole day. Have you ever looked around, you've got a lot accomplished, and it's 1 o'clock, and you think, I'm done for the day. Well, it's a long time for bedtime. I know that weighs on me once in a while. I have some very defined activities first thing in the morning. Of course, my sleep is all messed up. Go to bed at 9:30. I'm up at 1, 2, 3 o'clock, and I can't go back to sleep, so I just stay up. I always get a nap in later on sometime that day. It's one of the perks of being retired, so I'm good as far as sleep. But at 3 o'clock in the morning, there's not a whole lot to do. I have my own personal devotions. I check the stock market just to see what the state of the economy is in, and check a few small investments I have. Check, make sure nobody's robbed my bank account. Well, how little's in there overnight. I check the local real estate market. I like to know in case I have to sell my house for whatever reason. I want to be in tune with the local market around where I am and know what houses are selling for. And then I go to the gym. Not every morning, 3 to 4 mornings a week, depending on what's going on, how I feel. But that's my morning routine. Once the morning routine is done, the rest of the day is free, and I really love that. So, what's your morning routine? Explain to me in the comments what your morning routine is and how it sets the tone for the rest of your day. Another thing that kind of slows down retirement is learning something new every day. Learning something new. I've had one of my subscribers say he's on his fourth language already. I can barely do English, let alone four. He's on his fourth language. He's learning. That's what he wants to do. That's what he's doing. Another guy's on his third or fourth book he's written. He loves to write. So guess what? He's writing. Well, I'm learning something new every day, and it's called YouTube. Every day I look at we have this thing called Studio, YouTube Studio for content creators. And it's got all kinds of bells and whistles and analytics and comments, and I learned something new. How's that happening? I can't tell you how many times I've asked myself that. Why is this going on? How do I fix that? So I'm learning something new every day. Another thing that really helps me is I have what I call anchor days. Anchor days. Think about it. One day a week, I go visit a friend of mine. He's basically a shut-in, not totally, but basically. And he's quite a bit older than I am, so you know he's got to be old. And I take him coffee. We sit there and chat for about an hour and 15 or 20 minutes sometimes, and we just talk. We just talk life and see how he's doing, see what changes are going on with him and with me. He's always interested in what I'm doing, and he's just amazed at this whole YouTube thing. He doesn't get it at all, but he thinks it's hilarious and wonderful at the same time. But we sit there and talk. That's an anchor day for me. And also another day of the week, it varies. I try to have breakfast with someone, or at least coffee with someone. That gets me out of the house, puts me in contact one-on-one with somebody else. Those are called anchor days. I had breakfast last week with a friend of mine. He's about 40 years younger, but for some reason we've clicked. He's real tall like me. But anyway, we've clicked, and I had breakfast with him. So we need those anchor days. And we should work a little bit every day. I think that slows retirement down. Last week, my wife was gone for 3 or 4 hours, and our house was looking a little slovenly, you might say. With all that snow and ice and all that stuff, nobody was coming over, and we kind of got lazy. Not bad lazy. I mean, it wasn't horrible or anything. So I spent about 3 hours just straightening up and picking up and cleaning up and doing this and doing that. And at the end of that time, I felt like I'd done something productive, and I did. And it made me feel good inside. Just made me feel good inside. Our main job right now is taking care of our health. That's what we need to focus on. It's like a job. Now, old man time is going to catch up with all of us one of these days, and it is now in degrees. But if we take care of our health, that should be our number one priority, and that will slow down retirement, I think. Another thing I do is I keep a calendar. I'm the keeper of the calendar in my house. I keep her calendar. I keep my calendar. We keep doctor's appointments or breakfast appointments, or she's got this going on, or I've got that going on. And I track everything. I can tell you how many days it's been since the dishwasher was ran. I know it's kind of silly, but I make a game out of it. It's fun for me. But you can slow down retirement. You can slow down retirement if you'd like. Let me know in the comments what you guys do as far as routines and as far as slowing down the retirement. Because it's not all go, go, go like everybody was led to believe. But anyway, if you got anything out of this, like, share, subscribe. Until we meet again, I'm going to continue to press on towards that goal.